Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are talking about Ubisoft. They are not doing so hot, and I know it's all over the place. There's the attempt to try to convince everybody that everything's fine with the amount of players they're getting, which on the back end for Ubisoft Plus, it might be what they were looking for. We can't be entirely positive about that, but in the end, this isn't doing as well as it really needed to do. It's doing okay. It's not an absolute bomb, but it's not, hitting it out the park fantastic either. At least not on Steam for sure. I get the strong feeling personally that's what's happening is most people are playing it through Ubisoft Plus. They're not playing it very long and moving on. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the news regarding Ubisoft. Ubisoft is doing so poorly, in fact, that in a deal with Tencent, they created a subsidiary and sold them their three most popular IPs, those being Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. In this deal, Tencent has a 25% stock holding in that subsidiary, meaning while they hold a large portion of the funds, they supposedly aren't supposed to have direct control. But we all know how that kind of tends to work. Because of this, the other minority investors in Ubisoft have sent a letter demanding more information regarding the creation of the subsidiary and the sale. They sent an open letter to Ubisoft, which was also sent to Insider Gaming, which is the website we are on. And this letter demands that Ubisoft hold an extraordinary general meeting to give shareholders the right to vote on the recent subsidiary deal. An EGM is a kind of special meeting that is held outside of the general annual meeting to discuss significant issues that can't wait, which obviously I would definitely assume this could not wait. The last thing you want is the company you are invested in selling off things that you suddenly have no control over. This letter was sent by the minority shareholder, AJ Investments, and demands that shareholders can vote on two separate resolutions where it comes to the Tencent deal. The first resolution is to renegotiate the Tencent deal and have it restructured into a direct asset sale for no less than $4 billion, which is roughly the valuation already accepted by both Tencent and Ubisoft's board. AJ Investments says that at the moment, shareholders have no clarity how the deal was announced last week will eventually benefit the shareholders of Ubisoft. Resolution 2 for the extraordinary general meeting would be to vote on a distribution of extraordinary dividends. It said that following the sale, if shareholders vote for it, Ubisoft shall return $23 per share in cash to shareholders, which would total about $3 billion. AJ Investments say that the reason for such extreme measures is because shareholders are not sure whether they will get a significant benefit from this transaction. Ubisoft share prices fell by more than 20% on unusually high volume. This signals a clear verdict from investors. The proposed deal is deeply flawed, structured to bypass mandatory public offer rules, and designed to entrench control by the Guillemot family, who now hold less than 10% of the company's economic interest. And if you recall, a few months ago, I want to say, there was already talk about this kind of deal where Tencent would take more of a control specifically so that the Guillemots could try to maintain their control, because as Ubisoft's stocks have tumbled, obviously the investors are getting nervous. A lot of time when that happens, you end up with a hostile takeover where the board replaces the people at the top. And when you have a company you've built, you often don't want to lose that. So it's not surprising to me at all that they would try to find a way around this kind of issue. At the time of the writing of this article, Ubisoft stock has fallen 24% since the subsidiary deal was announced, which is a lot. I believe we looked at it on the Offensive Charm podcast, and their stock is down to like $2 and some odd cents in terms of worth. So I don't know that I recommend buying the dip. I don't recommend buying this dip specifically because I'm not 100% it's going to go back up. It may go back up, but again, not sure. So that would definitely be a risk that someone would take if they chose to do that. Something that was apparently missed in this article earlier when they were talking about Ubisoft returning $23 per share, they also want to preserve $1 billion to cover remaining corporate net debt. In the course of this meeting, they want Tencent to be excluded from the voting, which is kind of obvious why, since they have a direct interest in the outcome of the transaction. And the Guillemot brothers holding voting rights will be limited to their non-Tencent linked shares. again, makes sense. I imagine a number of their Tencent, I imagine at this point in time, a number of their shares are Tencent linked. And again, voting with those shares does come with a bit of a bias. This letter goes on to say, without immediate intervention, the company may pursue further asset sales or dilution without delivering value to shareholders. In contrast, a simple vote at the EGM could deliver $23 per share in cash, which again is a $3 billion valuation, and more than double the current share price. Well, yeah, way more than fucking double the current share price. I hope I've been saying euros. If I've been saying dollars, I apologize. Obviously, I mean euros because I'm looking at the sign right there, but I'm not going to go back and re-record this video. I'm just going to deal with the fact I fucked up. And then if I didn't fuck up, I'm editing this part out. So it's that easy, really. They also feel that that move would restore the shareholders' trust in Ubisoft's future, which while it might restore the shareholders' trust in Ubisoft's future, I don't think anything will restore the trust in Ubisoft's futures in the gamers. But, investors have their own way to judge things. I wish them good luck. And honestly, it feels like a move of people trying to get something out of what they know is dying. And I am not someone who routinely invests money in the stock market, so I can't make that kind of guess as to if that's what they were thinking. But I would definitely be voting for this if I thought there's a chance that Ubisoft may try to sort of sneakily sell all of its holdings to another company so that they can take control of that company. I love how this is structured, where they're saying here, we suggest that management will explain the benefits of the deal to the shareholders in detail, not 2 A4 pages from where many details were not clear. Now, I'm not sure how many people, I'm sure plenty of people know. A4 is your typical piece of printer paper. So what they're saying is they were handed 2 normal sized pieces of paper where they feel like they weren't given anywhere near enough information. The fact that they include that specific detail, I don't know, it just kind of tickles me. And then of course they want all minority shareholders to join them in the legal effort. Yeah, they want people to help them get the money because they feel like they're being stolen from. And I can't blame them, because that really is what this is about. This is about making sure Ubisoft, or the Guillemets specifically, maintain control. That's what they want. They want to maintain control. They don't care about the investors any more than they care about the gamers. Let's face it. They don't care about anything but themselves, and they are trying to keep a hold of the money. And while I can't blame someone for wanting to keep a hold of the business they've built, unless they're actually planning to change their business practices, unless Tencent can make them change their business practices in the new subsidiary, I don't see it going very far. And honestly, I don't know that Tencent has the ability to force them, or the interest realistically. There are a number of Tencent involved games that have come out with the same bad practices that we are used to seeing. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this new style I've been using on the videos. I thought it was at least more visually interesting, even if it doesn't always have something to do with what I'm saying. At any rate, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you really enjoyed it, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. If you really liked it, feel free to share it with others. I'd love to hear what they think too, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. A special thanks to the channel members for their amazing support. You are the best. Interested in joining them? Check out the description for more info, and I will catch you later.